actually getting to interview in person.
I know.
It's
Very
been a
good.
couple on Zoom.
On Zoom over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and then just saying hi to you briefly here and there over the years. So
I'm very happy. I think it's been a long time coming.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you've got such a great platform, and you've obviously been so supportive. And I love watching some of the clips that you've had with a lot of my other friends and stuff like that.
Thank
It's
you.
a really great interview.
Well,
I'm very proud of the brand you're building.
you made my day. I think it was our last interview. You had like 35 interviews lined up that day. And then at 10 o'clock at night, I get an email with some nice words. And I was like, this can't be real.
Oh yeah.
So I went to your label and I said, I just got this email. I don't know if it's legit because there's so many impersonators out there. But the way it was written, I'm like, I didn't even tell anybody that I was doing this interview. So how could an imposter know?
I wanted to complement our conversation. And after a very, very busy day of media and everything like that, you have so many of the same questions, which is great.
Yeah.
You've got a single to promote, you've got a record to promote, you've got a brand to build. But when we had a conversation, we were talking about the new record, what is life, and make a life, not a living, and stuff like that. I just felt that we were able to peel back a few layers, and we were able to do something that was, I think, a little bit more special than average. And I just wanted you to know that. And
Thank you. What I wanted to start off with here was you performed at Alberta Day, did two shows, Calgary and Edmonton. You're a real Alberta boy.
100%.
On Instagram, you shared a bit about your history here, Millie, immigrating, Ukraine, settling in Alberta. I've got a bit of a similar story. My family immigrated from Poland and they had their farm in Saskatchewan. So, kind of similar story.
Very similar. The Polish and Ukrainian legacy that is out here in the West, especially in the prairies, is extraordinary. And that's why, for me, I'm just really taking time right now to take a journey back to find out more about my roots and more about their journey to come here to Canada. What was the reason? How much money did they have? How much money did they spend? What was the travel like? What were the hardships? What were the victories? It's a very, very unique story that obviously you and I now have as Canadians, getting a chance to live in this extraordinary country and knowing that some way, somehow, somewhere down the line, someone made a decision that they wanted to leave the homeland to have a better life here in Canada.
Absolutely. Have you ever thought about doing like Ancestry or 23andMe?
I felt like I was pretty close to it because I know my parents had done it and my grandparents
Okay.
had done it. And then because they are such history buffs, I was able to gather a lot of information and intel from them. But the reason why I don't think I'm going to do it personally is because I have so many people that come to shows, and as a big Ukrainian family, they're like, "Hey, you're my cousin." I'm like, "Cool," and I don't know them. And now, granted, yes, it's a big family. So I think if I went to Ancestry.ca or 23andMe, I feel like I've got 1,000 cousins as it is. I'm probably going to wind up having 5,000. And
That's true.
it's just one of those things. I don't think there's enough pierogies in my freezer to feed them all.
I'll come over for pierogies and some vodka. There's vodka.
As soon as you turn on the tap, I don't think we're going to run dry anytime soon. Really proud of that business. It's doing really well.
Good. Glad to hear that. What else is doing really well is your collaboration with 98 Degrees. That is the collaboration that I did not know I needed. It's awesome for us 90s babies.
Yeah.
Tell me how that came about.
Well, they were, I guess, introducing me and BB Rexa on Much Music Video Awards a couple of years ago. I was filling in for Florida Georgia Line. Someone needed to sing Meant to Be with BB Rexa, and so I was asked to do it. So when we shared a dressing room with 98 Degrees, you form a friendship. Also, Jeff Timmons and my manager, Jim Cressman, are really good buddies. So when I wrote Ain't the Same, Jim said, I'm going to text it to the boys and see what they think. And I wasn't expecting a response, let alone a yes, but their yes was so big. It was such a big yes. We love this song. We're in. Well, what does that mean? Well, we're going to go to the studio. We're going to record the second verse. We're going to do some harmonies. And before you know it, we had a hit on our hands. So we're very, very proud of that collab. And I think if you cast a wide net, or what's the saying, if you shoot for the stars, you'll land amongst them or something like that.
Something about that. Some serious shooting out there.
For us, like whether it's entrepreneurial or on the music side, we feel that country music has this open door policy for anybody outside the genre to come on in and dip their cowboy boots in country music waters.
Yeah.
Had a great collab with Nelly 2 years ago. Had a great collab with Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, and now a great collab with 98 Degrees. So I don't know who's next, but I'm going to keep on this train.
I know you guys just recently were in Turks and Caicos. Yeah. Was there any fun that you guys had that you can share?
We went out to this island called Iguana Island. And iguanas everywhere, which was pretty amazing. And we're walking in, I guess it would be a bit of a lagoon that connects to the ocean. And when the tide comes in, you would swim in it, but the tide was out. So we were walking, and it was just only up to our knees. And we're all having a good time. And our tour guide says, boys, you're probably going to want to get out of the waters. Like, why? He's like, there's a shark right there. And we're like, Yeah, no problem. Like, could you imagine Fred Kissel 98 degrees go down? So, yeah, we got out of the water pretty quick.
That's awesome. I'll talk about them again in a bit, but while we're on the subject of travel, you just came back from one of the number one places on my bucket list, Egypt.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were doing there. I don't know what was going on. I just was scrolling Instagram, and the next thing you know, Brett's in Egypt.
Yeah,
How'd
well,
that happen?
I didn't really know exactly what I was doing myself. I was on my way to Saudi Arabia. One of my best buddies, he won a trip to go and watch the World Heavyweight Championship fight. And so getting a chance to watch that fight was amazing, but I had a layover in Cairo. So there was commotion on the left side of the plane as we were landing, and everybody's like, there's the pyramids, and I'm like, duh, yeah, of course the pyramids are here in Egypt, which I knew, but I didn't realize that they were in Cairo, like right in Cairo. So I walked out. I just had carry-on luggage, and I walked out, and I went to a taxi guy and said, hey, can you take me to the pyramids? And that guy said no. That guy said no. I probably had 19 no's, but the 20th guy said, pyramids, I'll take you. So he took me and drove me right to the pyramids, and I rode a camel, and it's a hell of a story. We don't have time now, but I had 2 hours to see the pyramids, so I saw the pyramids for 20 minutes, went back to the airport, and flew to Saudi.
Did you feel safe enough?
I was winging it, and I don't have a lot of fear.
And you don't know when you're going to get that chance again either.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, like I don't have any fear in my life at all. I just felt like it's not my time. It's a weird thing. I feel like I know how I'm going to pass, and it wasn't in the slums of Cairo, let me tell you.
On What Is Life, you have some songs on there from Mila, from Aria, and from Leo. This was before there was an Atlas.
We were talking about having another little baby, but no, we just had 3 children at the time, and I just wanted this to be a beautiful moment with our children, that little, because they grow and they change so much even since I released the record.
Yeah.
Their voices are different.
Yeah.
How they speak is different. Their interests are so different. So it's a beautiful thing for me as a parent to have these little spoken word conversations with my kids on this record.
Maybe the next one there could possibly be a From Atlas?
Absolutely. I think this little boy, he might be the most talkative of them all.
Really?
So, and he's only 6 months old, but the way he babbles, and he loves to make noise, and we love it. We're here for it.
Great. Well, you've got a show coming up, the Hockey Hall of Fame, Legends of Hockey, Greatness Calling World Premiere, taking place at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, November 12th. So that's exciting. I know you're a big hockey fan.
Yeah, it's the best thing in the world when you get a chance to have my 2 passions get married in the same gig. So I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of great legends at the show, and we're going to do our best to play all of my favorites, all of their favorites. And when Lanny McDonald, the president and CEO of the Hockey Hall of Fame, gives you a call, says, hey, I got a gig for you. You answer, you pick up the phone, you say yes.
Yes. On Sunday, you're presenting with 98 Degrees, you're performing with 98 Degrees.
Yeah.
You're nominated for Entertainer of the Year, Fans Choice, Male Artist of the Year, Single of the Year for Make a Life Not a Living. So I just want to say congratulations, and I'm sure you'll be going home with some hardware.
Hey, you never know. I mean, I don't want to sound like Miss America here, but the reality is that when you get these nominations and you get this recognition, to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Just getting a chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with a lot of your best friends, in the business. And I'm extremely proud of Tennille Towns and the year that she's had. I'm so proud of her as the
I like
host.
this throwback that you posted.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was Tennille.
Babies.
Tennille texted me that photo. She says, check this out. And that was from our first CCMA together, if you can believe it. We've just had a lot of great memories together, so I'm so proud of her and so happy for her success. I don't know if there's anybody in the business that's doing as well as she is right now.
I'd say you're pretty close, maybe.
I'm no yeah.
Different.
I'm happy to ride on her coattails anytime.
Alrighty, thank you so much. It was nice to have you in person.